So we had 4 fantastic weeks here.
The time here has been very fruitful.
Fulfilling. He has given me an insight in understanding more about the works of LDC.
We have learned quite a lot of things going on here in Leicester Diabetes Center, particularly about the diabetes researchers. In terms of the diabetes research, it's beyond what I imagined.
We had a chance to meet lots of people who are involved in research and clinical work.
I get to be attached to different teams in the diabetes care, as well as get to know the aspects of research much better.
And I get to shadow the various health professionals, so they're really invaluable. And also some of the experiences are very different from what I have in Singapore.
We came here to Leicester Diabetes Center to know about Desmond program, and it has been an amazing time over here.
It's a pity that we didn't get to sit into a real actual Desmond program where there's patients that we can observe and how the program was run with the patients.
Although we didn't have a chance to see for ourselves how it is being run in real patients, we had a good taster of what it entails, and we have definitely learned a few things that we can bring back to Singapore and use it in our patients.
And how the team plans to implement the Desmond program and what went into it and what is the outcome out of it.
We do have an overall view of how the program is run, and also with the national trainers as well. We get to meet up with them, so overall it's good.
And I think it's really a fruitful stay, the 4 weeks had been.
It's been wonderful.
The aspect which was very useful for me here is the networking with the different experts in the field of diabetes.
So the bit which I liked about Desmond is when we get patients to talk about their own illness and try to find answers to the questions that we have, rather than we giving them the answer directly. So it's a fantastic approach which I think most of our diabetes patients should benefit from.
The different approach to patient on the type 1 and type 2 is more on the education side, that what we need to communicate with the patient.
I think one of the takeaways that I learned from the Desmond program is that it's not just one-way conversation usually that I'm used to as the medical model, but there's more of like patients get to talk most of the time, which really helps them.
As a GP, Desmond program is a very good program for the primary care patients. Yeah, I think that it is bringing so many changes in patients' life and letting them control their own life and giving them education about diabetes, which is a really amazing thing. Yeah.
So I like the way the culture that is in Leicester Diabetes Center, how people work together as a team, which I think we can inculcate in our own doctors and nurses when we go back.
And it also showed me the importance of collaboration work.
The multidisciplinary approach of the team with the patient, I think this is what we can bring back to Singapore.
And quite a things I learned over here is about managing the injectables for the diabetes, as well as for the primary care aspect, giving them the advice about the self-monitoring of diabetes and self-caring about it, which is the thing that I will look forward to and try to implement with the patients in my setups.
The key lesson I would like to take back is my experience in a taster for Desmond program. I'll get my patients to be doing the more empowerment.
It has taught me about ways on how to encourage self-management for patients, and it's a whole of lifestyle approach to encouraging change and motivating change. Yeah.
I will try my very best to change. When I talk to my patients, let them air out and ask really open-ended questions so that my patients can let me know what is really going on in their world. Yeah, instead of me trying to dictate how their world should be like. Yeah.
Patients get to realize what exactly is the way they should be heading towards to improve their diabetes care. And I think, like what I said earlier on, our patients in Singapore should benefit from this approach, and we will try to introduce that to our own program in Singapore called the DREAM program.